by the former US Vice
This meeting is
Al
being
Gore
recorded.
at the Climate Reality Leadership Corps. He established a unique gamified approach to skill acquisition at his organization, GELA. His initiative targets unemployed and underemployed youth lacking design thinking skills and workspace soft skills required by employers. He has held conferences to impart youth right from his undergraduate days in medical school. This has been able to help a lot of youth. Favour has helped over 6,000 youth in Africa employability skill, on grant funding and fully funded trips about worth over $20,000, and launched the famous prestigious Global Mentorship Program, PGMP, to sustainably impact 500 youth across the globe annually. Dr. Favour attributes his rapid growth to mentorship aside God's grace and is charitably helping other youth across the globe access high-profile foreign mentorship and decent job presently. Please make welcome Dr. Favour Ikhile.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Please, if you are not muted, can you mute, please? All right, thank you very much for the brilliant bio. And hello, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So, with a thunderous applause, can we welcome Dr. Favour Ikhile as he begins to share with us his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful words on this topic, becoming a go-getter. Dr. Favour, we can have you now. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Dr. Favour. Hello, Dr. Favour, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Favour, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for your message. I would say thank you also to the team members. I would like you to start with maybe like an introduction of members. I would like to know everybody on the call. I want to make everybody feel comfortable, and I also like to know people because after the meeting, and most of you are going to leave the meeting. I think those things can start first, and by 7:10 or 7:15, we'll start my session.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so can we just have a short introduction of ourselves? You can just unmute yourself, tell us your name, the country you're joining from, and let's just get to know you. So let me just start with myself. I'm Mubarak Lale, and I stay in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been with Gela for quite a number of years. I love volunteering and making impacts. All right, you can unmute and speak, please. So, Weber, can we have you?
Yes, thank you, Mr. It's Suwaib Al-Khorsani from Tunisia, North Africa. I'm currently volunteering in Turkey. and I enjoyed Gela for the experience and the experts that you are guys offering. I'm hoping to get the maximum benefit from this experience, which I will make sure to share it with my colleagues and everyone that I know that they need it. Thank you very much, and I hope we get know everyone here too.
All right. Thank you very much, Weva. Hope Ivan, can we get to know you, please?
Okay, hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Buhari Muhammad Aliyu from Abuja in Nigeria. I'm a business analyst on the private firm. So I'm part of the cohort 11 currently undergoing Gala mentorship, and I hope to learn as much as possible and make very good use of it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Boy. Nice meeting you. And I can assure you that the
Yeah,
PGMP
same here.
program which you're part of is going to be definitely a learning experience. Hope Evans, can we get to know you, please?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Hope Evans, and I'm connecting from Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. And I'm so thrilled. I'm a teens coach. I've been doing this for quite some time, but I really need to enhance my skill and learn more so I can be able to give back to the younger ones, to the society. And I'm excited about this journey. Thank you so much.
All right, Evans. Great enthusiasm that I could read from the way you speak. And I love the confidence. Well done. Deji Abigail, can we get to know you, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deji Abigail. I'm a final year student. I'm a student actually.
Hello,
But
Abigail. We can't really hear you. Your voice is kind of low.
okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now, but we appreciate if
Yeah.
you can make your volume a bit better.
Hello.
Wonderful. Now we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Deji Abigail. Currently in Ilorin, Nigeria. I am a final year student in the University of Ilorin, and an upcoming marketing student. And I also own an online business like that, and I'm happy to be here. So
All right. It was nice meeting you and nice knowing you as well.
nice knowing you too, sir.
All right. Anyone else? Let's get to know you, please.
Hello, good evening. My name is
Hi, good evening.
Deborah Mensah. I'm connecting from Ghana. I'm a member of the Jela Ghana chapter. I'm looking forward to broadening my knowledge on how to achieve goals as well as succeed with whatever you put your mind to.
All right. Thank you very much, Deborah from Ghana. How is Ghana, by the way? You didn't tell us where you're connecting from in Ghana.
Oh, I think Ghana is stable at the moment. We are managing with whatever the economy is bringing us. So it's okay.
All right. That's some go-getter mindset there already. Thank you very much, Deborah. Anyone
You're
else?
welcome.
We get to know you. Anyone else? Let's get to know you, please. Okay, Benita Chidima, you can go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Benita, and I'm joining from the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu. I'm excited to be here, and I can't wait to learn and unlearn this evening. Thank you.
All right, trust me, I'm definitely gonna learn and unlearn this evening. Thank you very much for letting us know you. Anyone else? Let's get to know you, please. Anyone else?
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Michelle Jaraga, connecting from Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm glad to be part of this meeting. I am a I am an environmentalist and a podcast host that deals with everything conservation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for sharing who you are with us. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for speaking so far. And we can begin properly. Can we have the bio of the speaker one more time? I have the bio of the speaker.
Give me a minute, please.
Okay. Just a reminder of today's topic. Today's topic is on becoming a go-getter, embracing the mindset of success. And trust me, I have a sense that every 1 year, for you joining the call, it means you're taking that first and crucial step to becoming a go-getter yourself. Because if you don't want to become a go-getter, you're definitely not going to be on this call. So taking that first step is crucial, and trust me, it's going to be an informative, educative, and entertaining experience. All right.
Can I go ahead now?
Yes, you can go ahead. All right. We are having a technical glitch. The network is not so good playing the bio of the video. Just go over it. Yeah. So the speaker we have today for today's event is Dr. Favour Ikhile. Dr. Favour Ikhile is a qualified Nigerian dentist, youth employment advocate, U.S. Consulate General, social entrepreneur, and founder of Gela Group. He is a Western Union Institute of International Education (IIE) scholar, a Forbes BIK member, U.S. Exchange alumnus trained by both the 42nd and 44th U.S. presidents, also by the former U.S. Vice President A.I. Gore at the Climate Reality Leadership Corps. He established a unique gamified approach to skill acquisition at his organization, Gela. His initiative targets unemployed and underemployed youths lacking design-thinking skills and workspace soft skills required by employers. He has also hosted conferences to impact youth right from his undergraduate days in medical school. These have been able to help a lot of youths. Dr. Favour Ikhile has helped over 6,000 youths in Africa gain access to employability skills, one grant funding, and fully funded trips abroad worth over $20,000, and launched the famous prestigious global mentorship program to sustainably impact 500 youths across the globe annually. Dr. Favour Ikhile attributes his rapid progress to mentorship aside God's grace, and is charitably helping other youths across the globe access high-profile foreign mentorship and decent jobs presently. Thank you very much, everyone, and I appreciate you for joining this call. Please help me welcome Dr. Favour Ikhile. Dr. Favour Ikhile, can we now?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mubarak. Thank you for that for leading and standing up to act abruptly at the right time. Having noticed the technical issue that that we encountered. So first of all, I want to say a big um, it's a big opportunity to always share on our platform like this, talking to our own members who are leaders in their own right, and to share this topic on this topic. It's very particular. I mean, I'm very particular about this topic because this is one very important thing that motivates or that drives work that we currently do at our organization. I'm told to talk on a very, but by the way, the number of persons here are dropping, and I think you need to find out if you can add more members or persons who have not accessed link to join the call. And there's something about being live in a meeting different from when you record what you recorded meeting. All the same, it's so nice to always be here. I was talking on a topic, becoming a go-getter and embracing the mindset of success. You see, many a times when we talk about the issue of goal setting or goal getting, many people, in the word itself alone, it's very, very captivating. I want to be a go getter. I want to be a go getter. But then the step of becoming is a very big word. When you think of the word becoming, it's a very big word because um, to become something takes process. Okay, so I want to break it down for you to realize that um, people who you see out there, who you want to be like, who you admire, they have gone through process. They've gone through a very rigorous process, and many at times, those processes may not look so nice. They might be time consuming, energy draining, very discouraging. I read, I read one of my one of the persons I follow online, and he was sharing how that he had to sleep, you know, in the church environment for close to about 4 years, every single day. And people, on days where they have services, people would think he came very early, but they don't understand that he has been sleeping under the net for close to 4 years. Everybody have their story to tell, but today I'm going to share with you um, how you can turn your story to become a motivating factor to inspire you to become successful. And you can only do that when your story is able to change your mindset, able to create a mindset for you that would make you to now be more determined to become successful. And I'll give a very practical example. I'll give just some practical perspective to this before I start mentioning some points, some bullet points that I think you can note down. So a very practical example would be, you see that our organization, which is one of the example I like to share, where we started from was more like a very, we started like a small group back in the university, and it only took strong emotional intelligence and strong determination to watch people who maybe are like your friends and you're organizing conferences, organizing programs, group discussions. Sorry, it started with group discussions, but organizing those group discussions, organizing those meetings, those small meetings, and they are with you on every other thing, but they don't show up for your meetings. At that point, if you are someone who do not have strong control of your mind or strong control of yourself, you would keep enmity with people, even your close friends, just because they don't show up for your activities and they like you for every other thing, they are present for every other thing, but then something that you believe in, they're not showing for up, they don't show up. So you need to become a go-getter. I will start with that. You need to be able to handle that. You need to be able to handle also, it's also the same thing, to handle disappointment from people, expectations. You expect a lot from people who you think you've you've you are close to them and that they should show up for you, they should turn up for you. You always are valuable to turn up for them, I mean, but you are shocked and that this is your goal, your business, or your idea, and nobody's forthcoming. So you must be able to handle that as a go-getter. So one of the things we faced at that initial time was it was lonely. We had to go the lonely part. Some people called us names. Some people even um, called the name. Imagine there's a brand then that there's something in Nigeria. This food where people this food that people buy, they call gala, right? People call those gala. They call us different names instead of gala, you know. So people will call you names, and you have to be able to handle all those things. Now, as those things are dropping in your mind, they will either build frustration, either build either of two things. They either build frustration or they will build a positive mindset about yourself. They will either build frustration in the sense that could make you want to go into oblivion, that will make you to want to get discouraged, thinking that nobody cares about you, nobody remembers you. There have been times where I had to use my weekly money, the money that is sent to me for feeding as a student, to organize programs, to organize conferences, discussion, even outreaches as a student. And after organizing those programs, I'm going back home and I realized that even the refreshment that I bought with this money, I forgot to collect one for myself. And then I go back home hungry that night. I have had the chance to organize a conference without eating that morning. I went to the conference and went back home and nothing still So just a minute, let me find out who's knocking. Okay, so sorry. Now, someone knocked. I'm actually connecting from the hospital, so I'm so sorry. I hope you got everything I've said. So I'm going to continue. Now I said that going back from those meetings, and then you find out that sorry, if you are, don't be scared. When I say I'm connecting from the hospital, I'm a doctor. Okay. So now going back from those meetings and realizing that I had invested my stipend to feed people, and then going back and I'm hungry. This is usually the challenge of change makers. In fact, in the words of one of the quotes of one wise man, he said, successful people have fears. That successful people have fears, they have doubts, they have worries as well, but just do not let these feelings stop them. They have fears, so you have fears. You will have doubts. You have fears in the sense that you would not be sure whether your dreams will come true. You will not be sure whether what you are going the right path because everybody's going to that way. Like when in my time, in my class in dentistry, I was the only one going that direction. Everybody's on the other side, going for classes, doing their things, doing many things. I was the only one going this direction. Do you understand? And you have doubts. You have doubts. You have worries. You worried a lot of times. But then one of the things I would should encourage you is the fact that it's what I call vision. Okay. So it's good to at that point, that's the best time to start developing an image for yourself. That's the best time to develop a vision for yourself because that's the only thing that will keep you at at those lonely moments. So that was what helped us. And while we just finished the webinar, we talked about the prestigious global mentorship program, and we talked about acting locally and thinking globally. So at those points where I was facing those things, my mindset was already thinking global. I saw the future. I saw what I wanted. I saw that someday this is where we are going to. But we may be starting. There was nothing close to it. I never knew anybody. In fact, I don't have connections with anybody in United Nations. I don't have connection with anybody in power. I don't have connection with anybody. I just knew that this is the vision, and it became clear over time. Now, let's lead me to the second point. While becoming, while trying to achieve your goals and become successful in becoming a go-getter, another thing you need to take into perspective is that you don't need the entire picture to be clear before taking a step. So you don't need to get it all figured out before you take one step. So sometimes, as you're experiencing all those things, you're building a vision for yourself. Whilst you're having this vision, you are not afraid to take a step. I'm sharing all these things from personal experience actually, and I think that it it's something that I can relate with better because I've gone through this experience. So you would never get everything figured out early. At the same time, So what I mean by this is that you might wake up with some ideas, and those ideas might not make sense. For example, the first idea I had about Gela was more like maybe a WhatsApp stuff. All right. And I was like, that was more like a WhatsApp related stuff. But then there are many WhatsApp groups everywhere. What people do on the WhatsApp groups, people can just create WhatsApp group and say they have an organization. And there were a couple of them like that. And just the fact that they're on a WhatsApp group, they just have a name, an organization has been formed. So I had to tell myself that what we're not looking at, I'm not looking at adding to the number of organizations that already exist. I'm looking at creating impact. So I need to I started taking steps. So the first step, as I said, was taking action little by little steps, little steps. So one of the actions again that I think is very useful, which I also found useful, was um, attending programs. Attending programs. The journey is lonely, but you will find out that you can help yourself if you attend programs, when you connect people who have like minds like you, people of like mind. That is what will take away that loneliness. That is what will put you in a company of people who are thinking like yourself. So I had to travel for some conferences that are within Nigeria because I wasn't so good at submitting applications at that time. So in fact, those conferences were conferences that I had to pay for them because anytime I submit applications for normal competitive conferences, I will get rejected. Rejection me was almost sure. It was like 97% sure that I'm going to be rejected for any application I applied for. You know the challenge with that. The challenge is that at those initial time, you've not been able to package yourself. You've not been able to refine your ideas. So even to communicate it, even if the ideas make sense, you'll not be able to communicate it to these reviewers, so that they can feel like this idea makes sense and let's select this person. So you get a lot of rejection mails at that time, at this phase. But then there will come a time where if you become consistent, where you start gaining mastery. And right now, for example, I'm pretty sure about that every application I submit, the success rate will not be less than 90%. So it's like almost like the other way around. I don't apply for many applications as before, but then I commit myself to the applications I know I've streamlined. That these ones are specific to where I'm going to. And if I give it my own attention, I'm almost 90% in to that program. So it's just a journey. So one of the things I've mentioned along this line, the last one I mentioned further just now, was the fact that you need to start taking steps, even if you are not too sure, right? You might not be so sure of everything from the beginning to the end, but you just need to start taking steps in that direction. And the next point that will lead me to sharing a personal experience would be a personal motivation, developing a personal motivation. It's just like someone who has decided to take a step to climb a mountain. And the truth is that as you are climbing that mountain, it will take only a personal drive, an inner drive to continue to the top of that mountain. Do you agree with me? Because there's nobody along that's going to be climbing along with you. So, and you can get at some point, you can get to maybe at the midpoint and you start coming back. So you need a strong inner drive, strong personal motivation on why you are choosing this journey, why you are taking that step. And you need to convince yourself over and over again that you're going to do this no matter what. So yes, for me, I am a medical personnel. I'm a dentist. and I could choose to say that I want to focus more on healthcare per se. But I saw a need in my community, and I saw the need affected even people that were dear to me. People were my friends, people who were relatives, would go to school, get out from university with results that are not really so bad, and then end up in the streets unemployed. This became so worrisome because it affected a lot of people I knew. And then even if I think I have some level of job security because probably I read a professional course, it doesn't change it because over time, a time will come where even a professional course may not be as may now become even competitive. So I had to derive, find a reason, you know, to continue on this journey as a social entrepreneur. Whether or not I have a stable job, whether or not I have a lot of things on my table as related to health. What is the motivation behind my continuing this journey? What is the motivation behind my ensuring that we are in the 11th cohort currently? We've done cohort 1, cohort 2, cohort 3, cohort 4, cohort 5, cohort 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're in the 11th cohort of the prestigious Global Mentorship Program. And for those of you who have been close, for those of you persons who have been close to the network, you've seen how that the program grew from something that was a WhatsApp group to becoming a university related thing. From there, it grew to becoming a country related thing. From there, it became a West African related thing, and then grew to Africa based, and now it's currently global. It's on several opportunity platforms globally. And if you search the program on Google, just type the name on Google, it will show on different platforms, even on some government websites. So you need consistency. You need to take that step, even if you're not sure where you are going. It's very important. I mentioned that. So I feel another thing I would like to clearly highlight is that you need to share your vulnerability. You need to share your story to be able to get traction. As you are climbing that mountain, picture the scenario I'm trying to mention, okay? Picture the scenario. You are climbing a mountain, all right? You want to get to the top. I mentioned that you need inner drive or inner motivation, personal motivation to get to the top. So as you are climbing, you're going up. One of the things you also would um, need to keep in mind is that you need to get tractions, to get support, to get people along the way to be able to give you funding, to be able to give you their presence, their availability, you know, credence, recommendation, endorsement, like that. You need to share, you need to be vulnerable to some extent. You need to share a passionate story. You need to share a passionate story. You need to develop a passionate story that shows, that doesn't hide your personality. Yes. Now, a lot of us may probably have come from rich homes. Maybe your dad is the king, or your dad, or your dad is a senator, or a very rich person, and you don't necessarily see any need to act. You just feel like you get your life will be good generally. No need to actually take action because everything is already prepared for you. You have a good job, cars, house, everything is fixed for you. You need to realize that if you want to solve a problem, if you want to be a problem solver, if you want to be a problem solver, you need to look beyond yourself. It's good to itemize what your story will be like, because people are going to only support you, give you funding, give you recommendation when they see that your story makes sense. Okay, so in sharing your story, you will need to be vulnerable. Whether you are from a rich background or a poor background, you need to share your vulnerability. For example, I had to come to the point in time in my life where I realized that some part of my story which I feel like they are personal to me, I need to put it out there. I need to put it out there for people to, for these funders to understand who I am. I need to put it out there for these mentors to understand who I am. That's the only way they can relate with you. That's the only way they can work with you. They understand that, let them understand that you are human. All right. You can't put everything so much excellent performance. Where did you come from? Did you come from the moon? You don't have a story. You don't have a story. You just fell down and became successful. No. So I developed. I had to go to my biography, looked at my life, like what challenges have I faced? What is the pain point? What is the main pain point? What can I say is my story? And then I developed a story. From that story, rehearsed the story severally, made mistakes fine, corrected the mistakes. And these are the kind of stories that I put up in my applications. And when any reviewer reads those stories, read about those stories, trust me, you will get support. Trust me, as you are climbing that mountain, you get a pat on the back. As you are climbing that mountain, you get somebody stretch his hand and say, take water. As you are climbing the mountain, you will see somebody who will just hold you by the shoulder and like, let's go together. If you are climbing that mountain, you will see somebody who will just be like, take this rope, take this ladder. And that is how you gain traction. That is how you gain speed. And actually, these are some of the things that can be responsible for the speed in achieving your goals. Otherwise, 2 years, 3 years will pass, 4 years will pass. You will not achieve. You might be achieving some things, but it might be pretty slow. I'm telling you. Yes, we know the journey will be lonely initially, but you are the one to determine whether that idleness, that journey will continue lonely, will continue to be lonely, or eventually other persons will get into the network. Your positioning will determine that. This will lead me to the next point. Position yourself correctly. Position yourself correctly. Have, in positioning yourself correctly, I will tell you this. Um, Many of these people who want to come and support you, many of these people who would, as you are climbing the mountain, would like to stretch their hand to look support you or something, they would first impression count. They will take a look at you from afar. All right. They would come to your social media handle to read about you. So who are you online? I know you're are you the kind of person that you believe that it's only God that knows what's in your heart, and you think that God is going to use that God will not use human beings, He's going to miraculously just push you into success. Okay, so you need to position yourself correctly. Go on LinkedIn, brand yourself correctly. What's your profile on LinkedIn like? What's your profile on Facebook like? Let me give you a clear example. There are some opportunities I apply for, and all I need to do is just share the link to my Facebook or to my LinkedIn. And when they go and check those things out, they come back and they select me. Some things you don't need to talk too much. Some things social media can help you to validate who you are, to validate your credibility. And then you check on Google, who is this Favour? Who is Favour Ikhile? Who is Favour Ikhile? Let's confirm who he is. And you check on Google and you see on Google that there is already a publication, even on the newspaper, all right, about me. And it's not one. So that alone gives you, as a founder, or even as a member wanting to join this organization, like, wow, so this person has public visibility like this. And I've seen several persons who have actually reached out to me from different parts of the country, and they're like, they read the newspaper somewhere, read the newspaper somewhere, they saw this somewhere, and they're like, I don't want to connect with Gela, they want to know what's happening in Gela, they want to be part of the network. So you see that positioning matters. How you position yourself will tell a whole lot about the kind and level of support you get in your journey. I hope someone is learning something, or am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, Dr. Favor.
Okay, great, thank you. So, in becoming a go-getter, I have mentioned a lot of things, or let me begin to, I see I have a little time left, or I'm going to give opportunity so we can have ask questions. So I'll just kind of mention like 2 or 3 areas of points I want to mention before that interactive section comes in. Okay, so you see that this social entrepreneurship journey or this leadership journey uh, is, if you want to be a change maker, actually, it is not easy. I must tell you. Let me give you a clear example. How would you, how do you handle this? Is what some of us actually face. I'm telling you. That is why if nothing is driving you, if nothing is motivating you to become successful, when you get to some point, you would like to turn back. And that's why you see that some successful people, they crash, some of them even commit suicide, some of them even get discouraged, they go into depression, and many things. I'm telling you, there have to be a strong reason why you are doing what you are doing. A very strong reason. A very, very strong reason. I'm telling you. So one of the things I want to say something just, I hope I won't forget it, was that you would see that, yes, in trying to take steps to advance yourself, let's say you're trying to take measures, you're trying to take steps to make sure that you find funders, you position yourself correctly, you're trying to position yourself correctly, you're trying to make sure that you do the last step I just mentioned. Okay. One of the things I think you need to be very careful about is you need to be careful of wolves that will camouflage as partners. This is true wisdom. I'm telling you, I'm honest with you. Some people will not care what you're doing, but when you start becoming relevant, they begin to draw attention to you. They begin to pay attention to you. They begin to come closer. So you need to understand why people's intention, what people's intention are before saying yes to some things. Sometimes you might need to say no to some things. Not everything you say yes to. All right. And then some people will come in terms of partnerships. They're just interested in partnerships. Not every partner you say yes to. Some people that will come for partnership, they are coming to eat you and your vision. They will not just eat your vision, they will eat the vision and eat you up. Yes. So you need to be very conscious when you get to that point. So please pay attention to as you are while you're trying to position yourself, pay attention as and people start coming towards your vision, people start coming towards you. Please pay attention to collaborators, partners, whatever they call themselves as exactly. Because actually, from these people who are coming, helpers will be there. I know people who will uplift you with their fine, but the people who come with different intentions, and you have to. That's where your emotional intelligence and your wisdom in designing, having this discernment, has to be very, very intact. All right. So you need all these tools. I think all these things I've mentioned are really very, very important if you'd want to embrace success, if you want to achieve your goals, okay, if you want to achieve your goals. But ultimately, let me stress or emphasize something about um, positive mindset, which I would like to end with. Positive mindset and class confessions. Okay. Now, this is the last point I'm going to mention. I'm ending with this, and which coincides with the topic or the theme of the conference of the meeting. Your mindset about yourself will determine whether you can stay on top. Because even if you climb that mountain and you get to the top, if you don't have a kingly mindset, you will come down from that mountain when you meet a major person that will confront you. You will come down from that mountain. You'll be chased out from that mountain, from the top of your mountain. You'll be chased out from your throne if you don't have a kingly mindset. So I have been that kind of person who, even from medical school even before I got to medical school, like I was writing my entry exam, then I heard that my course is very difficult. I heard that I hate a lot of things. That it's very, very difficult to get into, it's so competitive, it's so this, it's so that, it's so this, it's so that. In fact, at some point, I locked myself in my room. I said, I don't want to hear any of those things again. It's better I just read my books, and go and write the exam myself. So at some point, it's not as if I didn't go for tutorials. I actually went to tutorials. I actually went, but at some point, and I realized that even when I was going for those um, um, discussions or group discussions or tutorial, whatever you call it, I had to choose the people I associate. Once I realized that you are talking negative, once I realized you are someone that is talking that is not possible, things that are difficult, I will change. I will just change my location. The next thing you see is that you will no longer see me there again. So you need to avoid people who talk negative a lot, actually. So you need to embrace the mindset of success. And even when I went for that exam, people who were in that exam were actually people who they appeared to be elderly people, like they were mature people. All right. But I just closed my eyes to all this. In fact, it was me and my paper. When I was writing, I carried my pen like a knife. I want to go and stab somebody. And lo and behold, wrote the exam. And from the report I got, I was like the highest in that exam. I mean, for my own faculty. So what am I trying to say? You need to drop what people are saying. You need to focus on. You need to your mindset about certain things will determine how far you go. People believe organization is difficult. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy to run. It's not easy. Business is difficult. Business is difficult. If I had that mindset, I'm not sure we would have gotten global at this stage. All right. So embrace the mindset of success. My mom will always, I love my mom. I love my parents so much. You see, they always, it's always motivating. And you have people who are visionary around you. All right. So one of the things I know, she's someone that has that foresight, like foresight. Foresight is very important. And I said something which I want to say now. 3 ingredients, and I'll end with this. 3 important ingredients for success. Number one, you must have insight. HIND. Insight. Insight in the sense that you must understand where you are coming from. You must understand the challenges you have faced, the problems you have gone through, the problems you have witnessed. Your own personal story must be at the tip of your fingers. Your personal story must be your weapon before important people. Your personal story is what will make them realize who you are because the past cannot be written off. Insight, very important. The second ingredient for success, which I will mention, is insight. Insight. You need to understand what you are doing. You need to understand where you are currently. If you don't have insight about what you're doing, you will be confused and you will confuse people that believe in you. If everything we are running with in Gela currently is only about common sense, a lot of people working with us would probably be wasting their time because we're not just leading ourselves at this stage. We are in the global spotlight. We will be making people make mistakes. Insight is very, very important. You need to be clear about what you're doing. Know the direction you're going. So clear. Be so clear about what you're doing. And then the next one is foresight. Foresight, very important. You need to know the direction where you're going. You need to know what the future, what your plans, your short-term plans, your short-term goals are, and your long-term goals are. And you need to have indicators for those goals. Those people who are working with me at the admin desk or even in the directorate, I often talk much about indicators, indicators, indicators. You want to build a house in 10 years' time. No indicators. You just feel that it has to come up on its own in 10 years. Look at the United Nations SDGs, for example. It will teach you a lesson about how to plan yourself. There are indicators for the SDGs. SDG 1 to 17. There are indicators for each of them. So you need to have indicators for everything, every goal, sorry, that you are setting. It's important so that you can check whether you are making progress and reevaluate those goals over and over again. And lastly, it's good to have timely reviews. Timely reviews, like review everything you are doing. Like try and assess yourself, assess what you are doing over time. Like in at the end of the week, try to assess yourself. At the end of the month, try to assess yourself. Sometimes, if you have the opportunity to do that every day, test yourself every day. It gives it makes you a lot to be ahead of time. Put it that way. You see, every single day I have a jotter that I write everything I want to do for that day. Okay? Even if I fail that day, I write it that I failed for this particular one. I got this particular one. I got this particular one. I failed for this particular one. It's so important. These are things, these are like indicators that I place in achieving the main goal. Let's say the main goal for the week was getting something done. So there should be indicators by by Wednesday, this should have been done. By Tuesday, this should have been done. By Monday, this should have. So that if it's not done by Monday, you know you're already close to not achieving it at the end of the week. So these are things I want to mention. Then I will be rounding up very soon. So as I said, ingredients for success, I mentioned insight, and foresight. While that is important, those three key ingredients are important. There are three other things that I think, in my own view, you need to add to that are also very useful. All right, they are very, very useful to achieving or reaching our goals. All right, that's the aspect of building quality relationship with people, quality relationship with our neighbors, quality relationship with people we meet virtually. Some people you may not meet them physically. Some of the people who have actually offered me assistance are people who I've never even met before. All right, I've never met them before. We just met on Facebook, and we've been following up since then. And they came to realize that this person is a genuine person. We even had virtual calls sometimes, and do you understand? So these things, relationship with people, you can't joke with it. Relationship will take you. Somebody said something. They said your where you'll be in the next 10 years could be determined by your first 10 contacts. The first 10 contacts in your phone could determine where you end in the next 10 years. And that's the truth. I believe it because you can you can you can go from becoming local to becoming global in just a few months. If only you learn what relationships are. And thank God to organizations like Ella that are, that as we are going global, we are pulling other people to become global as well. For example, when we were an organization that was solely based in Nigeria, everybody who were admin members, they were their operation, they can put in their CV that they were managing people who are in Nigeria. When we grew to become West Africa, they could upgrade their CV that they were working with people in West Africa. When we grew to become Africa, they could upgrade their CV to Africa. Now we are operating in global stage. They can improve their CV to position themselves correctly and say, they are working with an organization where people from different countries and global. So you see that as we are growing global as an organization, the volunteers, the admin members, if they are actually aware about or for personal branding sense, the organization is also upgrading your profile, everything about is upgrading. But I don't need to teach you that. But I upgrade my CV almost every time. So these are things that I think I want to share today. And I want to say maybe we can take questions.
All right. Thank you very much, people, for even making this session very, very practical, relating every of your point to your journey in life so far and your journey in starting Gela and where Gela is right now. It brings a lot of context to all of the points you raised, and I myself I can say that's definitely I was painting every image of what you're saying to what I'm currently experiencing in life. I don't know for other participants, but that's just it for me. Thank you for being very, very practical and relating everything to your life journey. So at this point, I don't know if there are any questions from the participants. If you have any question, kindly unmute and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Favor. We sincerely appreciate your efforts towards making tonight's meeting a reality. So, sir, I want to ask, how were you able to rise from being how were you able to rise to this global stage? I know you said a lot of things, but what was your motivation? So, what was your drive? What was your push? And how were you able to just skate through?
Hello, should I respond to each of them or maybe at the end?
Okay, I want you to respond to each of them.
Okay, good. So, thank you for asking questions like, um, honestly, I am a believer and I believe in God. I believe in the place of God in one's life because I know there are people who do not believe in God and they feel like everything about their life success is about hard work basically. So me, I believe in grace. I believe that there's a kind of sense that God gives somebody when the person depends on Him, and that kind of sense of urgency, the sense of being organized, the sense of foresight, exactly. So the best way to put it is that it kind of sharpens your senses. So you have sense before, yes, but it sharpens your senses to become extra enhanced. Sort of. So I want to take the place of God in achieving achieving that because there were times I actually had to I would sleep at night and I had a dream. I will have a dream. And when I wake up, I am someone that don't argue with instructions that I get like that. I don't take time to execute things when I'm very sure that I know this thing is divine. And that's one thing God likes me for. So if it shows me in the dream, for example, in less than 2 days, executed, bam, and the next thing you are seeing results. For example, someone that like to drag, I will probably use 2 years to start keep on dragging and experimenting and proving to myself that you know this thing can work. This thing is this. I feel like I can't rule out the place of God in achieving um, success. Then, secondly, um, to answer that question, I would say that the a young person will not find all the help he needs within the location you are based. Yes, you will not find, if you are in the school, for example, you will not find all the help you need within the university. You need to even check for those who have background in um just check out, let me not go too much about religion, but just check out any person who um did very well. They had to source for something outside. And by outside, I don't mean necessarily out of your country, out of your comfort zone. Okay? Out of your comfort zone. So you need to take some steps. If I chose to become the regular medical student, I would I would graduated and had the visit of some phenomenal persons during my induction or had recognitions within the space of within like my graduation, for example, was published across the country on the newspaper. If I was a regular medical student, I probably would have not gotten the um, famous IE scholarship, which was in collaboration with the Western Union. And that scholarship is only given to people who have excelled academically, in character, and also in social impact, creating impact for their communities. The truth is, we are the first. I was the only first dental student given that award in the country as at that time. And currently, the award is it's no longer even given to Africans. It's only given to U.S. citizens and I think two other countries' citizens. So it's like best ever, and it has ended. They don't give it to Africans again. So what am I trying to say? That if you don't take steps to out of your comfort zone, you don't know the extent of what you achieve. I've um, seen things. I've seen things work when you start asking questions. I've been able to meet with some persons doing some programs. For example, you go for programs, you know that you traveled for some programs. You don't just go for those programs and go back home. No, you know what you invested to get to those programs. You know the time, the money you invested. You must network with people. There was a program I had to pursue the speaker to his car, and security officers were like, "Who is this person?" Then the speaker had to say, "Please leave him, let him come." And that was I got the complimentary card of the speaker. Today, or last year, we were able to build connection after so many years with that speaker, and we're able to host a conference in collaboration with United Nations at Gela. So what am I saying to say? You need intentionality. Intentionality. You have to be intentional. Don't wait for my dad to say, even if your parents are rich, doesn't mean that you cannot build a castle for yourself. So that's basically that's what I think to respond to your question.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Favour. Any other questions from the participants?
So thank you so much. That was so detailed. That was really amazing. Thank you so much. I got it. Intentionality.
All right, thank you very much, Blessing, for your response. Any other question from the participants, please?
Good evening, everybody.
All right,
Thank you so much,
DJ
sir.
Abigail, go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, my question
Good evening.
is concerning the personal motivation.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead again with your question.
DJ Abigail, please go ahead. DJ Abigail, your hand is raised. Go ahead to ask your question.
Thank you so much for that, sir. I would like to ask, you said something about making relationship with people, because I'm someone that doesn't like I am not really comfortable with people outside, but I think I do know how to connect spiritually. But when it comes to physical relationship, I don't know how to do it. Can you please give advice on that, sir?
Okay, good question. I know it's not easy to think about it when you know maybe probably you you know that maybe as a lady you want to connect with people physically, might especially maybe you're not just talking about relating with fellow ladies. Maybe you want to talk about relating with a guy. So how do you initiate a conversation, something like that? So I would say that it depends on your approach, because when you want to relate to people, when you go if it's basically what you are starting with or what is you have upstairs matters. First you need to do is to drop all you had and drop all the ideologies you had from your from those tutorials or lessons that your parents have taught you. I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm just letting you know that you need to drop this. And then the focus needs to be on what you do, your story, what you do, your brand. You can start with, for example, hi, this is my card. Don't go for a conference probably without a card. So because when you give people a card, it's a good way to interact, to start, to initiate a conversation. So you can give your card and say, can I have yours? Can I have yours as well? So the person is looking at your card, turning it around and looking at it, and then you are just talking a bit about what your brand is, and or you can even do it the other way. You give the person your card, and when they kind of have yours as well. And then you start the conversation by asking, can you tell me more about your brand? So you are not talking now. You are now putting the person in the spotlight by making the person talk, and then you then end with yours. So there are many ways, and having a complimentary card or a business card can be very, very useful for physical interaction. I hope that helps.
All right, Abigail. I believe that answered the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Just take a final question and then for the day. Mercy or Ronsai, go ahead, please. Mercy, you can unmute and speak now, please. Hello, Mercy, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, we can hear you now. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Favor. So my question goes this way. You said something about having a personal motivation, like we should develop a personal drive or motivation. Can you please throw more light on that? Hello?
Okay, developing a personal drive or motivation. I should throw more light on that. Okay, what I said was, okay, let me just highlight a bit on that. There should be something that motivate that is the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Like there should be something like is the major motivating factor, because it could, let me give you an example. It could be that maybe you lost someone previously. Just tie your passion to something. That is what I'm saying. Tie your passion to something. See, you need to find a way to tie what you're doing to something. Because so many things have happened to your life in your life that you probably have forgotten because you've not tied something to it. When you tie your passion to something, it makes that incident or that occurrence to trigger something anytime you remember it, and be a way to keep you in, you know, on track as regards your vision. Do you understand? That's what I mean.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Understand better now.
All right. Thank you very much for asking your question as well, Mercy. Thank you very much, Dr. Favor, for responding to the questions and for the thoughtful speech so far. We would like to just make some announcements. Fatima, please can you assist with the announcement?
Please, I would like you to recognize Mentor Sarah Scott from Guyana. She's a executive colleague and also a former board member of the Norris Educational Charitable Foundation, Charitable Trust for International Leadership, which I am a member of. And we met at Atlanta last year, and I'm happy to see her here today. So can you say hi, Dr. Sarah Scott?
Hello, everyone. Hi. It's very good to be here. Um, First of all, welcome to all of our new change makers or new young leaders who would have embarked upon this journey with us. And I really do hope that at the end of these few weeks, it would be a very transformative experience for you. As I sat here listening to Dr. Faith and listening to his story and the sacrifices that he would have made and so on, it's just really hammers on home the topic, which is, becoming a goal getter, embracing the mindset of success. You hear about having mindset of success, having a growth mindset. And even yesterday, as I spoke to my new mentees, I was explaining to them that you have to be open-minded. You have to be open to receiving so that you can really fulfill your dream, because if you don't, it's going to set you up for failure. And failure itself is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's a necessary stepping stone to success, but you really have to have a mindset of success or a growth mindset in order to go to greater heights. I'm reminded of a saying that my grandfather used to say, may he continue to rest in peace. The heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, for they, while their companions slept, kept toiling upwards through the night. And as I listened to Dr. Favour, I remember that saying. So as you listen, as you hear about, setting goals and attaining those goals and having embracing success and a growth mindset, remember that you are more capable than you think. You have resources, you have us as mentors, and even outside of the program, you have mentors that you can identify. And you just have to be determined. You have to remember your why, and there is no doubt that you will be able to succeed. And for my fellow, I don't know how many fellow mentors are here, but one thing that really touched me is that Favour I was saying is that you need to be prepared to be vulnerable with your mentees, because they will be able to learn from your story. And so we as mentors have to be prepared to be vulnerable as well. And so in all a lovely session, I'm very touched by the story that you shared, and I hope that we all to learn from this experience. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Sirius, for that contribution. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate your presence here on this call for very out of a busy schedule to join us on this call. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Dr. Favour, any final contribution from your end?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Scott. Yeah, this is a general webinar for the entire house, and the one we ended previously was for the the mentorship program. And but I'm saying that because Dr. Scott mentioned some things about mentorship program and all that. So if you are here and you not participate in the mentorship program, you would like to participate in mentorship program. The mentorship program is twice every year. Next course will open by June, and the application will open by June, and it's going to start by August. Okay, so look towards that, applying for that. Thank you, our able compare, excellent delivery always. These are people who also went through the program, and they are actually very expert in their own right. Like, well, this feel like confident recommending them. Well done, Mubarak and your team. All the best.
All right. Thank you very much for the recommendation. Favour, Fatima, please, can we have the announcements?
All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you once again for joining this month's webinar. So briefly, the announcement we have is about the Skill Up 360 outreach. So this is like an outreach whereby young people are empowered with different skills like data analysis, content writing and the likes. So we are using this opportunity to call for partners and trainers. You are skilled in one of these digital skills and you would like to teach others, we'll be glad to have you on board. So kindly just you can signify on the group, so you'll be reached out to. So also we have our premium membership that is now on. So basically, this is just to provide opportunity for our members. We have different opportunities that will be posted there. So you can also have the opportunity as a premium member. You have the opportunity to advertise what you do. So that this will even help to bring your brand to limelight, because it will be posted on our website, and thereby you have more reach. So just do well to join the membership form. You can reach out to Happiness. I'm sure Dr. Favour tagged on the group. So just reach out to Miss Happiness. She will let you know how to go about it. So the message will be reposted on the group for those that are interested. So you can just do well to follow the procedure. Yeah, thank you once again. And don't forget our monthly webinar. We'll be having it next month, March, every last Saturday of the month. So you can just mark your calendar every last Saturday of the month. So we look forward to having you all around for the March webinar. Thank you once again, and well done, Mubarak. Thank you, Dr. Favour, for the wonderful session. And thank you, Dr. Scott, for joining us.
All right. Thank you very much, Fatima, for the announcement. Okay, I think it has been it has been a day. It's been a great day, great day. Never planned to be this long, but the story was touching. It was at the same time very, very relatable for me. I don't know if for you, but very relatable for me. So I think it's time to call it a day. Thank you very much for joining on the call. Thank you for contribution. Thank you, Dr. Favour, for sharing your experience and history with us. Thank you, Dr. Scott, for also coming on board and adding your contribution to the call. Thank you very much. We look forward to having you all in our next monthly webinar, which comes up next month. So there's a link that I've been dropped in the chat box for those who want to join the premium membership category. All right, so this is where we're going to end it for today. Thank you very much and have a great night. Goodbye.